Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secure Team, and I want to start off today by exploring these massive California wildfires that have been happening the past few weeks, this entire month pretty much, and some of the strange things that have been caught on video and that have happened surrounding those fires. And we will dive into some other UFO related footage and info as well, so stay tuned for the entire video. Now, these wildfires in California, as many of you know, have caused unprecedented damage, and there's a lot to discuss, from the shocking stats to some intriguing theories besides the footage here. But just a quick rundown. These wildfires happening specifically in California are some of the worst California has ever seen. The Palisades fire alone burned over 23,000 acres at the time of this recording. There's also been extreme weather, with Southern California facing severe fire conditions with mild temperatures, low humidity, and Santa Ana winds gusting up to 100 miles per hour. Normally quiet in the first few months, January saw an unusual spike in fire alerts. And while natural factors are major players into what has occurred, there's ongoing investigation and speculation, not without evidence, into human involvement with many of these fires, according to sources having been intentionally set. Now, some other strange and just crazy things about these fires that have occurred that have only served to increase and prolong the devastation, that when going to put out these fires, firefighters struggled with water shortages as the fire hydrants were totally dry in key areas where they truly needed water to put these out. And it's just mind-blowing to me that you have a state prone to fires and wildfires. I mean, there's seasons for these things, and you have firefighters going to put out these fires, and the fire hydrants are just totally dry. Nothing coming out of them. No water, no nothing. And that particular issue was highlighted on Joe Rogan's podcast, sparking questions about whether it's due to infrastructure problems, mismanagement, or something more deliberate, which is kind of what I'm leaning towards here. Officials have said that these fires are unmatched in California's history in terms of scale and speed. Even with advanced firefighting tech, the destruction is unprecedented. Experts are debating whether it's a perfect storm of environmental factors and potential human negligence or interference, and this has reignited discussions on fire prevention, land management, and climate resilience. And as far as that goes, I'm definitely leaning more towards interference than just negligence alone. And why are people beginning to theorize and speculate that these fires and this devastation caused was more of an intentional act? And well, let's go ahead and segue into some of the footage I want you guys to check out today that may help you make up your mind one way or another, but as always, I'll leave it up to you guys. So this first clip represents a notable moment that came when Mark Pestrella, a California official, misspoke, quote unquote, during a press conference, saying clear as day, and you're about to hear that, quote, "we started the fire," instead of saying, quote, "when the fire started." And the slip-up has gone viral, leading many to wonder if it was just a mistake or something more. And so check out this clip and tell me if this was just an accident or an official accidentally telling the actual truth of the matter.
My first piece of advice to you is, let's take care of our mental and physical health first before we embark upon what is going to be a journey to rebuild these communities back and rebuild them better than they were when we started this fire. Embark upon what is going to be a journey to rebuild these communities back and rebuild them better than they were when we started this fire.
Okay, so the fact that he didn't correct himself at the end there, and the way everything sort of just rolled off this guy's tongue, it just does not look good. Now, the next clip I want to show you guys is of some new satellite footage that shows 3 wildfires in Southern California seemingly igniting simultaneously in a triangular pattern, raising eyebrows for sure. Now, many are seeing this as a coordinated event rather than a natural occurrence. And whether it's a coincidence or something deliberate remains unclear, but this footage is definitely intriguing. And while I do understand and have done more research as of late as to how these wildfires begin, this just looks a little bit more deliberate than not. But that's just my opinion. And while we are on the topic of satellite footage, viewers have emailed me about the similarities to the Quebec fires in Canada of 2023 and 2024, where they had a similar pattern with these quote-unquote simultaneous fires across large forest areas, and this similarity makes us question if there's a recurring pattern here, or if we're just missing a natural explanation. And here is that satellite footage over Quebec, where, like in the Southern California satellite footage, it appears as if all of these different fires, these small fires that turn into larger ones, happen pretty damn close to one another, if not at the same time. So tell me what you guys think of the satellite footage here. And not just that leads many to believe that these fires are being created unnaturally, is the fact that there have been many eyewitnesses in the Palisades and elsewhere who have seen men dressed up and carrying fire-starting equipment caught in these areas where the fires have begun, some of which have been chased by local residents, turned over to police, and then to have been released by police with no charges or record at all. So make of that what you will. Now, as far as other theories as to how these fires began, some are speculating that the sun has something to do with it, with some suggesting that a massive coronal mass ejection, or CME, or a significant flip in the sun's magnetic field around the time of the fires may have disrupted Earth's weather patterns, creating the perfect conditions for these devastating blazes. But I definitely think that is an interesting theory, because that, I think, would have some major effects on the weather. And adding to that mystery on the weather front, on just this past New Year's Eve 2025, I don't know if you saw this, but lightning was captured on video striking at least 3 separate buildings at the same time. So check out these clips. Now I want to get to some of the mystery UFO sightings that have occurred near and just above these wildfire areas. One of the first clips was captured secondhand off someone's television, where we see this orb-like object with a trail coming off of it blasting away from one of the areas ablaze. This is a very interesting clip because there's actually 2 UFOs in it, and if you are not fast enough, you will miss it. So I'm going to break down the first one, which comes in from one angle of the frame, and just as it is about to exit the frame, the second UFO, which is more of a disc-shaped object, comes in from the right, blasting by very quickly. So I'm going to show you these, and I will slow them down and repeat them for you a few times. Okay, so here is the first one. Note, it looks like a small white orb coming into frame from the left side, almost directly in the center of the frame, steadily moving toward Long Valley Road. And I don't know if this was on purpose or not, but notice how suddenly the camera on the helicopter starts to pan in and zoom in very close to the fires. And, I don't know if that's natural or if that is to get these UFOs out of the shot. but it just isn't quick enough. And as I loop this over here, I want you to notice that as you're following this small white orb, and just as the camera starts to zoom in, I want you guys to take your attention to the upper right-hand corner of the frame, where this super fast moving disc-shaped object comes into frame and blasts by in the opposite direction. This one definitely looks like a metallic disc of some sort. So there you go, guys. 2 UFOs in one clip. Tell me what you think down below. Pretty amazing stuff. And we have one more clip here covering the fires happening in the Palisades, where yet again we have a very fast moving object blasting from the lower right hand side of the frame where the fires are and up and away to the left. And it's a little hard to see in this clip, but I will circle it here and we'll slow it down a few times and filter it for you.
Boulevard and 26th Street. An evacuation warning is in place for the area north of Montana to Boulevard and 26th Street. An evacuation warning is in place for the area north of Montana.
Alright guys, so yeah, tell me what you think. I am definitely going to keep a lookout for more UFO footage relating to these wildfires. It looks like they had it under control for a bit, but now the fires seem to be ramping back up. And so, if you guys see any UFO footage posted online that I haven't posted, send me an email, contact me, or if it's just footage that you've found or seen, shoot me the link to it. My contact info for submitting UFO footage is down in the video description. And so as we wrap up today's video, it's clear that there's a lot more to the California wildfires than meets the eye. From extreme weather and possible human factors to intriguing solar activity theories and even UFO sightings, the mystery deepens. What do you guys think is behind these unprecedented fires? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video insightful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Secure Team 10 for more in-depth analysis and updates on the stories that matter. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you never miss an episode. So stay safe, stay informed, and let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.